Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live. I am Brittany Howard, your Sapphire upline. If you are on this call, hopefully. If not, then somebody shared the link with you that probably wasn't supposed to, but it's okay. We're glad you're here. I wanted to share with you guys what's been on my heart lately. So there will be a little bit of skill set at the end, but mostly I want to focus tonight on mindset and just more of an inspiration call. Just based on some conversations that I've had recently with multiple people, and whenever I am talking to my team and the same thing comes up several times, then I'm like, okay, several people are struggling with the same thing. And so it's probably time to talk about this because there's probably more people struggling with the same thing. So tonight I prepared a slideshow. Let me pull that up. I just want to talk to you guys about how do you know? Can you guys see my screen? My PowerPoint thing? Yeah. All right. So how do you know if you have what it takes to be successful at this or not? Because when I first started this, guys, I could not visualize myself at the top of this company. Um, and when Fallon first talked to me about it, she actually showed me Sonia Dudley's paycheck stub one month, and it was like $36,000, and it was just 1 month's pay. And her first thought was, "Oh, sign me up. Where do I sign? Like, what do I need to give blood? Like, from my firstborn child? Like, I would just sign me up. I'm doing what she's doing." And my first thought was, that's nice. That is for special people, but that's not for me. Like, I don't know what the special people have or do that I don't, but I just know I don't have that. And, that's just like they're otherly, right? And when I was a little girl, I'd seen Shopping Sprees on Nickelodeon. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they would give them like 3 minutes, give them a shopping cart, and they could go through Toys R Us and just put as much of anything they wanted in the shopping cart as they possibly could. They only had 3 minutes. And I was like, it was my just life aspiration to go on a shopping spree. But I just thought that's just TV, it's not real life. And so then when I started Plexus and I saw that they would give away shopping sprees, I was like, wowza, that's amazing. Must be nice for those people. I never in a million years thought that I could actually be the one earning that. And so I see some of that same fear and mindset in several of my team members. And so I just wanted to take some time tonight to share my story, because a lot of you are newer on here and you haven't heard my story. And it's so easy to look at someone's chapter 20 and assume that they looked just like that in their chapter 1. And really, they didn't. I promise you, nobody would have looked at me besides Fallon Black and said, she's going to be a jewel. She's going to be a top earner. She's going to go on shopping sprees and go to Hawaii every year and drive her family around in a Lexus. I mean, I never would have thought those things, guys. So anyways, anybody can do this. Not everybody will do this, but anybody can do this. So I want to start by telling you guys a little story. This happened recently, last week actually. My son, Noah, he's 18. He works at Chick-fil-A. He's worked there for about a year, and he came home the other night. Well, he's already had one promotion to team leader. But they actually want to now put him in management, and they want to basically put him as the kitchen manager. So he'd be over the whole kitchen. And the owner of the store, he's so wise and he's such a great leader. I'm so thankful that my son has so many godly mentors and strong male leaders in his life. But he pulled Noah off to the side and he said, Noah, I want to tell you something. He said, you have three things. You have, number one, integrity and good character. I mean, I can just tell that you care about doing the right thing. Number two, you have a solid work ethic. Number three, you are great at connecting with people. And what stood out to me though was then he said, Noah, if you have just one of these out of the three qualities, then you will always have a job. If you have two out of these three qualities, then you can make it to management. But if you have all three of these qualities, then you're ready to lead. You're ready to lead people and you can take this thing to the top. And I don't know if you know about Chick-fil-A's application process or what it takes to become an owner of a Chick-fil-A, but it is very difficult. They have over 450,000 applications per year, and they only select 1% of those applicants to become owner-operators of Chick-fil-A. And so the fact that this man sees this in my son just meant the world to me, but I just thought that was a really solid life advice and so applicable to what we do here in Plexus. So I do think that these three qualities are what successful people are made of. They do have integrity. As a matter of fact, I won't even try to build this business with somebody that does not have a desire to do the right thing just because it's the right thing, right? And most of the time it's because they want to honor the Lord with whatever they do. That's the type of person that I want to build with. These other things can be taught and developed. I cannot give somebody integrity, right? So integrity is the first thing I'm looking for. And so if you have integrity, I have probably told you that many times because that's the type of person I'm looking for. And I will call that out. Like, if you have integrity, you can do this. People will trust you. And if people trust you, then you can go all the way, right? Work ethic, clearly, you can't make it to the top of a company or earn top prizes if you're not willing to work. It's not a lottery ticket. So you do have to work. And very hard a lot of times. Especially if you want fast growth. It is a lot of work. So, and then ability to connect with people. Guys, this is a people business. And connecting with people is a skill that you must learn and get good at if you are serious about climbing through the ranks in not just this company, but if you want to be successful at anything, your net worth is always dependent upon your network. And so building relationships, connecting with people, if you don't know how to do that, the good news is you can learn. You can start with the book we're reading on Thursday nights, Ninja Selling. There's a whole entire chapter in there about connecting with people. He calls it Ford questions. Basically just like family, just asking them different questions based on categories of their life. And he says you need to ask 50 of those questions a week. And I think that's also solid advice. So these three things right here, if you will commit to these and implement these, apply these, you will be crazy successful. But I want to add one more thing to that, and you guys probably know what it is. It's belief. Number 4, in Plexus, you cannot get very far if you do not have rock solid, unshakable belief in what you are doing. If you don't believe that these products are changing people's lives, you're going to struggle. You're going to hesitate to reach out, to share these products with people. You're going to hesitate to follow up with people once you get them on the products. You have to have rock solid belief. And then you have to have rock solid belief in this opportunity. You can't be ashamed that Plexus is a network marketing company, right? You have to see this opportunity for what it is and just really believe that God is using this as a means to change people's lives and bless so many families, mine included, okay? So you have to have belief because this business is 80% mindset. It's only 20% skill set, and anybody can learn the skills and get good at the skills. It's very, very simple. what is the most difficult is not what you actually have to do. It's getting control of your mind, your thoughts, and your emotions. Okay. And in this business, your emotional intelligence is more important than your IQ, right? So let's talk about belief. I want to share with you my story. So this is a picture from the very first trip I earned to Hawaii. I had just hit Emerald. And this picture has no filters or presets or anything on it, and I put a preset on this picture. This picture right here does not have preset on it, but just for grins and giggles, I put a preset on it just to see how much different it would look. And we didn't look like brand new jewels who had just hit Emerald and were tired from working their butts off, which is what we look like in this picture to me. That preset made us all look like diamonds who just spend all day at the spa. And I was like, wow, it's amazing what you can do with technology. So anyways, this picture was taken in September of, I don't even know what year it was when I hit Emerald. I think 2015. So I remember a year before this picture was taken, I just did not think that I could do this. And then I finally decided that I was going to. So let me back up. I started this business because I was a homeschooling mom of 5. We were a one-income family, and my husband provides for our needs, and he works very hard. But being a one-income family and homeschooling 5 kids, things were tight, right? And so I wanted us to have some wiggle room in our budget. I wanted financial flexibility. I wanted to be able to say yes to more, to be able to take my kids to places we were learning about. I wanted to be free to choose whatever curriculum I wanted for them, right? I wanted to go on family vacations and, just the extra things that are not necessarily, necessities, but they add to your quality of life, right? They make life fun. And so I had been reading Proverbs 31 Woman, and she was very industrious. She was business minded, had several businesses actually, and she was a wife and a mother. And so I just wanted to be like her. And I started looking for ways to make money from home. I tried an eBay business. I tried several things. I even tried another MLM, lost money with that one. And when I found these products, the products were what really drew me into this, because I saw the opportunity right away, right? I just thought, wow, everybody needs these products. If almost every health issue we deal with has the same root issues: blood sugar balance, gut health, inflammation, and our products address those issues, then I want everybody I know on these products. So it started with my belief in the products, okay? But then it turned into belief in the opportunity, because right away when I started, I listened to a series by Sarah Robbins called Rock Your Network Marketing Business. And it really built my belief in the opportunity. And then I went from I'm going to try this mindset, or I'm going to supplement my income mindset, to, oh, I really can actually make real money with this. Like, I could actually build this and earn financial freedom for my family with this opportunity. And so I really caught the vision. But then also, I really struggled with belief in myself. So I didn't really struggle with belief in network marketing. I think it was because of the series that I had listened to by Sarah Robbins. But I really struggled with belief in myself, because I have been through some stuff, y'all. If you don't know this, I was a teenage mother. My oldest son, I had him when I was 17. I have been divorced. And then shortly after my divorce, my ex-husband died in a car accident, leaving me as a single mom of 2 little boys. And then I remarried Anthony, who I have branded as Mr. Wonderful. But I mean, there was a lot of emotional and spiritual baggage that came along with that, with all of the things that I had been through and the adversity that I had faced. Based on a lot of it was just my stupid choices, but I really was massively insecure with myself, just massively insecure. Felt like wasn't really worth much. I mean, I didn't feel completely worthless. Like I knew God loved me. But I just didn't really feel like I had value to add. I mean, I knew my kids loved me and my husband loved me at this point, but I had no confidence. I was extremely insecure and not very much in control of my emotions either. So when this opportunity came along, I would constantly feel inferior, especially if somebody who joined around the same time I did they were passing me or getting more joins than I was or whatever. Like I would have every excuse or explanation in the book for why that person was doing better than I was. Well, they don't have this, this, and this obstacle, right? Or I would tell myself, well, so what if, that person wants to try Plexus? Leslie lives in the same town I do. Why wouldn't they join her instead of me? Or what if I did make it to the top of the company? I have no idea how to lead. If all those people are looking to me for leadership, like tell them what to do, I'm not going to have a clue how to tell them what to do. So I just had so many insecurities, so many fears, scared to death of what people would think. um on top of all of these things in my mind, I lived in the middle of nowhere, like literally one red light town. There were less people that lived in this town than went to my high school. I just ended up in this town because I was a single mom, and so I had to move in with my parents. And then I met Anthony, and Anthony was from this town. But I lived in the middle of nowhere, did not even know any of these people. The few people that were there in the middle of nowhere, I didn't know them. And so it was just kind of hard to get in. And then as I've never had a career, I had a very small network. I've always been a stay-at-home mom, right? So I just felt like I had every reason to fail. I just felt like I had more reasons to fail, or more reasons, I guess, that stacked against me for why I could not be successful at this than reasons that I could be successful at this. And then I had a leader, this one right here in the middle. Her name's Fallon Black, and she is a diamond now. But she believed in me. She looked at me and called out my potential. She really believed that she was going to the top of this company and that I was too. And I legit thought she was crazy, y'all. I really did. And but she really did, to the depths of her soul, believe that just unshakable belief that she was going to the top. And she made me believe that I could do it too. She told me what qualities she saw in me, and she told me that I had what it takes to do this. And I became inspired, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. At this point, a year before this picture was taken, I had just hit senior gold. And I saw other people who joined at the same time I had, who were in Hawaii that year. And I was like, you know what? Really, they're no different than I am. They're homeschooling moms. I'm a homeschooling mom. They live in a very poverty-stricken county in Tennessee, where these people were from. And I mean, they weren't, so did I. And I just was like, if they can do it, I can do it, And then, so I just started working on my mindset. Instead of feeding my fear every day, I started feeding my belief. And I did not even realize that I had a mindset struggle, or that I was dealing with all this fear and doubt and negativity, until I read a book called Switch on Your Brain, which basically takes scripture and shows how it has proven, what science is now just discovering. And so that God cares about your thought life, and that what you're thinking is what you think about, you bring about, basically. And the quality of your thinking is going to determine the quality of your life. You're never going to outperform the quality of your thinking. And so ask yourself this: when you sit down to work, if you are thinking, okay, I'm going to share with some people about Plexus today, when you sit down to do that, what comes to mind? Is it fear? Are you worried about what people think? Are you worried about rejection? Are you worried that they're going to join somebody else? Are you worried that they won't love their products? I mean, what are you thinking when you sit down to work? Because I can almost guarantee you I can relate to every negative, self-doubting thought that you have had, okay? So, but I had a leader, thank God, I had a leader who believed in me, and I am forever grateful to Fallon that she believed in me and that she did not give up on me, and that she led the way and showed the way, and she showed me what was possible for me and for my family. And she told me to read these books and do some personal development, and she would send me podcasts to listen to or training videos to listen to. And I just began to build my belief and starve my fear. I stopped hanging around with people who were negative and complaining all the time. And I started surrounding myself with people who were positive and uplifting and ambitious and kind of wanted the same things in life that I did and valued the same things, right? Or headed in the same direction. So I decided I was going to do it. And then it just became a process, a daily process of starving my fear and feeding the belief. And can I just tell you that your fear will never, ever, ever completely go away. No matter how successful you become, you will always struggle with fear to some degree. What you fear may change over time. Like what you fear right now, maybe right now you're just getting started and you fear what people think. Maybe you fear rejection. But if you keep doing this every single day for a year and you build your belief in this industry and you've seen the success for yourself, then you're not going to fear those things as much anymore. But the more successful you become, the more you're going to fear things like, oh my gosh, what if all good things must come to an end? What if it all goes away? What if so-and-so quits on me? Then you're just going to have different fears. So every single successful person out there has fear. And it's not a matter of not having fear. It's a matter of what do you do with the fear? Do you let the fear control you and stop you in your tracks from reaching your potential? Or do you crush the fear intentionally, because this is something you have to intentionally do. It's not something that just comes natural. Here's what most people do. They think a thought and then they believe it's true because they thought it or they felt it. Well, this is what I'm thinking, or this is how I'm feeling, so this is how it is. Well, really, they don't realize they're believing lies, and you can choose your thoughts. You can literally choose and control your thoughts. And this is exactly what successful people do, because we all have fear, okay? And that is what I decided to do. So that's how I went from introverted, timid, insecure, emotional baggage to, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a decision and do this. So here was my first major success. I did it. I made it to Hawaii. There's my friends there. And that was the first year any of us had ever went to Hawaii. And Fallon, first time she went to Hawaii, she was a diamond. And that is because of her belief, okay? Because she had Tiffany there on the left with the long red hair. She is Fallon's level 1, 2. All right, here we are now, though. We went from 5 people to 20 people. So this was last year. And every single person that you see pictured here had a leader who believed that we could be there and that we would be there. But every single person that you see here, we all have our own struggles. We all fear different things. We fear failure. We fear, if this is really going to pan out, are these products really going to change people's lives? I mean, we all have fear. We all have hurdles. We all have obstacles. There is no such thing as success without failure in there. Okay. And that is just, you're going to hear that from anybody who appears to be an overnight success. You did not see the struggle. What you see is the tip of the iceberg, but you don't see all of the struggle underneath. Okay. So I just wanted to share with you guys fear that I've dealt with this year. As a matter of fact, I think it was a couple months ago, maybe weeks ago, we were on a book study. And I just publicly declared, I don't know what got under my skin, but I just declared and boldly, I'm going to convention as a diamond. Like, and I meant it with all of my heart. And I was so excited. And I think everybody left the call excited because, I mean, of course, I mean, if I'm going to be a diamond, what's that mean for you all? That means you guys are ranking up, right? So we get off the call, and holy moly, y'all, you're talking about being crushed by pressure. Like, I felt so much pressure. Like, I was excited on the call, and then I got off the call, and I'm like, why the heck did I just say that out loud? Like, I just declared that. Now there's all these expectations. If I don't make it, I'm going to be an utter failure. My team's going to be disappointed in me. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I have what it takes. I can't lead all these people. Like, all of the same fears that I used to struggle with in the beginning, like, it flooded me. It was almost like a spiritual attack. No joke. And so I was like, I struggled with, like, I wrestled with this fear for weeks, probably like a month. I'm talking tears every day, every single day. And not just over that. I mean, I had some personal stuff going on over too. My oldest son is about to graduate high school, so that's been hard on me because he has been in my life longer than he has not been in my life at this point. And so I'm going to miss him terribly. So anyways, I just was really struggling with my emotions for like a solid month. And I'm telling you, just last week, it felt like a cloud lifted. So I'm just sharing this with you guys because I want to be vulnerable with you, and I want to let you know that I struggle too. And I still do sometimes have to get a grip on myself. And not just myself, but look, all these ladies that you see in this picture here, they all struggle too. They all have major hurdles that they have to overcome in their mind, but look at them. Do you see where they are at? What you're looking at is this glamorous picture that reflects their choices to overcome their daily struggles. They're in that picture because of their choices. It's not because they're struggle free. It's not because they're free from fear. It's not because everything was easy. It's because of the choices that they made to work on themselves. Okay? So I want you guys to understand that every single person has struggles and fears, and it is not an indicator of whether or not you can be successful, wildly successful. And God can use this to bless your family and change everything for you. And not just you, but think of the people that you are going to then turn around and share this opportunity with so that God can bless them too. And if you, I mean, of course Satan wants you to have fear. Of course he does, because you are a force, right? And you have good work to do. And of course he would destroy that. And I read a quote recently that said, if the enemy cannot get you to fall into some major temptation, then he will attack you with fear every time. And that was me. And if that sounds like you, then just know that there is hope. Okay? And that you don't have to be stuck there. So, and also, if you're struggling with those emotions, the main point I wanted to drive home is it's not an indicator of whether or not you can do this, whether or not you have what it takes. Do you have integrity? Do you have work ethic? Are you willing to connect with people and love on people? Then you can do this. If you don't have the belief, it's okay. You can get it. You can build it. And I just shared with you how I built mine. It's something you have to be intentional about. All right, so what does this mean for leadership? If belief is the bedrock of your business, if it's literally the foundation, and this is what is required, rock solid belief in our products, in our opportunity, in our company, in our comp plan, in our team, in yourself. If belief is required, it's not just required for you personally. It is also required for your team, right? So if you are going to build this and take this thing to the top, what it's going to require is you to build a team, right? You can't go recruit, you can't go enroll. I mean, you could go enroll, 1,000 people on your own, but it would be very difficult and very stressful. And probably by the time you sign up 1,000, then the first 100 are going to have fallen off by then, right? And so what it requires is for you to build a team. And so this question I get asked a lot, how do I motivate my team? How do I get my team to work harder? I feel like they're not reaching their potential. Do you ever feel like you, as a leader, do you ever feel like nobody wants to do this with me? Nobody works as hard as I work on my team. Nobody wants this as bad as I want this. If you have ever felt like that, then I'm here to tell you the number one thing that you can do to motivate your team is build their belief. I mean, think about this. What do you have to do to get somebody on the products? You have to build their belief, right? What is it that takes a person who's not interested, somebody who's told you no about the products, to now they're on the products? You had to build their belief, right? And with your team members, it's going to be the exact same way. This is a quote from Brooke Hemingway. She is a double diamond. That means she got to diamond, and then she started all the way over again and built to diamond again. And her husband is also about to be a diamond. So she's almost triple diamond. Belief does not just happen the longer you do this. It happens with a concerted effort to grow your belief. That means it's something that you're not going to just wake up with an epiphany one day and decide you believe all of a sudden. That means that it's something you have to be extremely intentional about every single day. Okay? Brooke Hemingway. Enough said. Okay. So if the number one thing that you can do to motivate your team is build their belief, then what are you doing every day as a leader to build your belief so that you can then turn around and build belief in other people? Ask yourself that question. And I would love to hear your answers. What are you doing every single day to build your belief and starve your fear so that you can build belief in other people? Guys, what is it that takes a no to a yes when it comes to the products? Building belief, right? What is it that takes a product user to a silver? Belief, right? And a willingness to share. What is it that takes a silver to a gold? Belief and hard work. What is it that takes a gold to a ruby? Belief and hard work and leadership. So if you are trying to build a team, first you have to start with your belief. Your belief has to be rock solid. It's the bedrock of your foundation. And you guys know what happens when you build on a rock and when you build on sand. If you are building on a rock, when the rain comes, then you will stand, right? And the rain comes, guys. The rain comes, but so does the sunshine. So, if you're trying to get from gold to ruby or senior gold to ruby, it takes belief, it takes hard work, and it takes leadership. So if you're trying to get to a leadership level, ruby and above, ruby, senior ruby, emerald, or beyond, it takes, your belief has to get stronger so that you are building people who have strong belief, because your leaders are going to be as strong as you are, right? Like their belief is not going to surpass yours. You have to, think about your children. Generally, your children are going to be similar to you, right? And so your team's going to be the same way. They're generally not going to outgrow you. Their belief's not going to be higher than yours. And so your belief, you have to constantly be feeding it so that you can be pouring that belief into other people. So whenever I hear someone say, like they're just kind of giving excuses for their team, like this person's had a hard month, or which we all have hard months. I'm not trying to be insensitive. Or they're just struggling with this or that, or they're just not, this person is not working hard. They're not reaching their potential. Then they look like they're just trying to be compassionate and understanding. But here's what I know. When somebody has rock solid belief, you don't generally have to continually remind them to do IPA. Can you guys ever picture me having to tell Christina Williams to do IPA? I mean, I just have never had to, it's never even occurred to me to tell her to do that, because that's just what she does. Like, she believes if I do this, then results will happen, right? Have you guys ever had, can you imagine Fallon having to beg me to do personal growth? No, it's just something I do because I believe if I do it, I'm going to see results I want, right? So you don't generally have to tell people to do the things required if they believe that it's going to give them results. So if your team is struggling and they are not reaching their goals because they're not working hard, or they're just not willing to do what it takes, then they obviously don't know what you know. So it's much like, I mean, have you ever had somebody, how many times have you had to follow up with somebody about the products? At least 8 to 12 is the average, right? So I feel like saying the words follow up, it's the same thing as saying build someone's belief. So do you have a list of people that you've contacted? Have you built that person's belief 12 times before they join? Most of the time you have to. And it's the same way with the business. Okay? So here's the skill set. And these are practical things that you need to be doing as a leader. If you are serious about your business and becoming a strong leader and building a strong team of people who are on fire and passionate, and they believe in their goals, they believe in this opportunity and how God's going to use it in their lives, this is what it takes. First of all, build your own belief first. You cannot give what you do not have. You have to do it daily, and you have to do it intentionally. These things will not just occur to you, okay? These are things you have to seek out. Just like you don't accidentally exercise. I mean, you might. Like if you got chased by a bear or something, or a bad guy, you would accidentally exercise. But that's about the same amount of chance you'd have of accidentally building your belief in what you're doing here. You're going to face some rejection in this business, guys. There are things that will knock your belief down. You have to be intentional daily about building it up, especially the higher you go in leadership, because people are looking to you for belief. Okay, tell them what potential you see in them. To me, that's a no-brainer. You need to be connecting with people. This goes back to what Mr. Westbrook said to Noah about if you have all three skills. One of them was connecting with people, because a lot of people have a work ethic and integrity, but they don't know how to connect with folks. And that's a skill that you must learn, okay? And if you are a good connector and you're asking good questions, then you should be able to tell somebody what potential you see in them. Do they have, first of all, if they have integrity, that's the number one thing. I call that out all the time. Do they have a great smile, a great personality? Are they warm? Are they wise? Are they intelligent? Are they a good connector? Do they care about people? I mean, there's a million things that could make someone good at this, okay? Because we all have different strengths and qualities. There's not like a single thing that somebody has to have. Care about them and ask good questions to the net. I just said that. Okay, so you have to be asking good questions. And also, you need to understand that people, your team, if they are not reaching their potential or hitting their goals, they're struggling with something in their business. It's either going to be mindset or skill set, okay? And I already told you guys earlier, this business is 80% mindset and only 20% skill set, which means that 80% of the time when you're helping your team, it's not going to be with skill set, because they can watch a training video and learn how to close the deal or how to handle that objection, right? But a lot of times it takes a leader and a mentor to help somebody get control of their thought life. and correct their thinking and think the right things and stop believing lies, right? So just know, if you're, as a leader, you have to ask good questions to determine, okay, what is this person struggling with? Are they actually struggling with how to do something in the business, a skill, or are they struggling with mindset? If somebody's saying to you, I would like to make some extra money. I mean, I'll just see how it goes with my products. And if I like the products, then yeah, I'll tell some people about it. I mean, that's clear as day. They don't believe in the products. So that as a leader, that should trigger in your mind, okay, my job now, if that's the only thing holding them back from reaching their potential, belief in the products, well, I can help with that. Then I'm going to then build their belief in the products. I'm going to send them articles. I'm going to send them testimonies. I'm going to send them YouTube videos. I'm going to do whatever I can to build their belief in the products. Okay? So just be aware of that. Most of the time, you're going to be helping your team with mindset stuff. And sometimes skill set too. Set realistic expectations. Guys, there will be obstacles. There will be challenges. It is worth it. It's much like parenting. There are obstacles. Some days it's freaking hard, but it's worth it. Y'all, I was journaling the other day, and I made a list of sacrifices that I have made to get where I'm at in my business. Just listed out. I'm talking mile long list, not mile long, page long, of things that I have given up that were important to me so that I could grow this. And then I asked myself, looking at that list, was it worth it? And guys, I'm telling you, it's worth it. It is worth it. Okay? But there will be hard days. You will struggle some days, but it is worth it. Teach your team what the successful people do. And you can model that for them. And there's tons of training videos. Remind them of their potential. Again, people forget. People don't get enough encouragement. We get knocked down. We get insulted. We get left out. We get our feelings hurt. We get a lot of things, but encouragement is not usually one of them, okay? So remind them of their potential. I need that. Fallon has to do that for me often. And I mean often, because I really struggle with my emotions. And so sometimes I need somebody to pick me up. And Fallon's not the only one that does that, guys. My team, my leaders are oftentimes my biggest encouragers. They really are. I spent a lot of time with them. All right, and then have them do homework according to what they need the most. So if somebody is struggling with belief in the products and you tell them to go reach out to 5 people every single day as their homework, then that's not really getting to the root of the problem. Because if they believe in the products, they're going to go reach out to people. They're going to be excited to reach out to people, right? Don't you remember what they said in Ninja Selling, that people will tell others about a product? They'll do a referral. They'll refer products. They'll refer a person, a service, whatever, if they think it's going to make them look good. So that means that you have to build these people's belief in the products so that they will feel confident in sharing. If they believe in the products, then sharing comes natural. Of course, they want to add value to people that they care about. If they believe that these products are going to help somebody they care about, they're not going to keep it to themselves. Okay? So give them homework that gets to the root of their issues. It might not be belief in the products they're struggling with. It might be belief in network marketing. If somebody's recruiting a lot of people, getting them all on the products, loving their products, but they have no silvers on their team, it means that they are struggling with belief in the business. They're talking to everybody and the mama about the products, but they're not talking about the business, or at least they're not building people's belief in the business. Because just like you have to build someone's belief 12 times before they make a buying decision to get your products, then you're going to have to build their belief 12 times to get them to go silver. Oftentimes, that's how it works, okay? So give them homework, watch their feet, not their mouth, and make their homework. They do need to be doing IPA. Obviously, they can't make any money if they're not doing IPA. But I'm saying, if you're not also addressing the personal growth, you guys have heard me say a million times, you have to do personal growth. You have to be willing to work just as hard on yourself as you are on your business. So when I'm giving somebody homework, it very rarely consists of IPA only. It's usually like, okay, go make some friends and read this book. Or go reach out to 5 people a day and watch this video. Like, it's usually both and. It's almost never either or. Both are expected. These people are coming to me because they want to make money and grow a business, right? So I'm going to, as a leader, help them do that. And it takes both. I know that it takes both. Okay, and then most importantly, don't rely on your team to make you successful. Your business does not hinge on any one person ever. And if you believe that, your team will sense that. Like, if you're thinking, I can't be successful unless that person's successful, your team will sense that. They'll also sense when you are frustrated because they are not being successful. Okay? So inspire your team as you lead the way with your own success and show them what's possible for them. You guys, I never in a million years would have pictured myself. I never would have thought I could have earned a shopping spree or gone to Hawaii or been a sapphire for that matter, or drive a Lexus. You know why I have all of these things and have achieved these things? Because Fallon did it first. That is 100% why. She did it first. She showed me it was possible, and I know that she's no different than I am. And if she can do it, I can do it. So you need to inspire your team with your success, and your success does not necessarily have to depend on them, okay? Although it really does. I mean, you're not going to get very far without a team, like we've already established. All right. So that's what I want to share with you guys tonight. I hope that this built your belief and that you know that you can do it, and that you have a team full of people who are cheering you on and supporting you every step of the way, that we all have struggles and fears, and we're all choosing to overcome those hurdles together. Congratulations on all of the rank ups last month. I'm so proud of you all and extremely grateful. Cannot wait for the next few months. All right, that's it. Good night, y'all. Bye.